Good afternoon and welcome to Bay Area TV Bowling. This is the premier event of many of these to come. Today we are here at AMF Fiesta Lanes in San Jose, California, featuring top scratch men and women bowlers in our area here. Our first match features Sheri Tomisaka of San Jose, California, who on her first delivery has left the 2-5 spare. She will be taking on Jodi Smith of Fremont, California. Sheri's first shot slid by the pocket just a little bit. She's going to make a correction to the right to cover the spare. And unfortunately, the ball slid on her again. Now we have Jodi Smith of Fremont, California. Jodi also is a right-handed bowler.
She had a qualifying average of 197.5. She won 3 of her matches. And oh,
very nice shot. Very good start there. Jodi comes through with a strike. Like we said, Jodi is from Fremont, California, age 34 years old. And she's been bowling 29 of those 34 years. Jodi's now up in the second frame. She has an 11-pin lead. She sets herself. Looks good, nice and smooth. Light hit carries the strike.
very nice, very nice.
Jodi increases her lead to 21 pins.
Now Sheri's up for her second shot.
Looks good. And the 10-pin. For any of you that are bowlers, you definitely will recognize that solid 10. Sheri made a good delivery, made a slight adjustment from her last shot. Didn't quite get the break to carry the 10-pin on that shot. Sheri will move all the way to the left side and to go across lane to make this spare. Looks good. And she covers her spare in the second frame.
Sheri's up for her third shot now. Like we said before, Sheri's from San Jose, California. She is age 27. She's been bowling for 18 years. She currently is the coach of the San Jose State women's bowling team.
Her shot on lane the third frame leaves the 5-pin.
Solid 5.
Just a little bit light once again. Probably the easiest spare you would want to shoot would be the 5-pin right in the middle of the lane. She can throw her strike line. The ball should finish right up. Looks good. All right, on the spare, Sheri now trails by 22 pins. Jodi Smith, on her resume, has 8 300 games. Very, very skilled bowler here. Also features a high series of 807.
Jodi on her delivery. Oh!
Very good.
It's a turkey.
Jodi increases her lead to 32 pins after 3 frames. Jodi was our number 2 qualifier today. Overall average of 206.1.
And her delivery on the fourth frame is a strike.
She's perfect through 4. 4 consecutive strikes for Jodi Smith. 42-pin lead. Let's see here with a couple of strikes, Sheri can get in the match. Probably needs to make just a little bit of an adjustment to the right to get the ball to finish up to the pocket.
And her delivery looks good. No.
Got a good break there with a 9 count. Broke up what they call the bucket, the 2-4-5-8, and has only the 2-pin left to shoot. Hasn't quite found her groove there. She's very close. The 9 counts reflect the good delivery that she's making. She just has to find that pocket. And
She's on her
Sheri
conversion.
Through 4 frames, Jodi leads by 43.
We will now look at Sheri's profile here, and she has a high game of 300. Her highest series is 732. She currently averages 207.
Good delivery by Sheri. Oh, look at that. We got a break. Sheri gets her first strike in the match. The crossover Brooklyn strike, as we call it out here out west. Knocks over the 6 pin.
Jodi up now on her 5th frame. Looking for 5 in a row.
Slipped a little bit at the line. Didn't quite get the finish, but she's got just the 2 pin for her spare. Another good break. Our format today was 6 games of qualifying, followed by 6 games of match play. Jodi's match play record was 3-3, but in those matches,
and she's on a conversion.
In those matches, she did average 214.7, the highest of our 3 ladies qualifiers today. So she definitely picked it up as the tournament went along today, and that seems to have carried over here to the first match. She maintains her 42 pin lead after 5 frames.
Jodi up now on her 6th frame, looking to increase her lead.
Nice shot. It's going to hold.
Oh.
Now we've got some trouble.
That is what we call the Greek church.
Best thing she can do here, this is a very high odds split to be made. She'll probably go for the 3 on the right. A lucky bounce could get maybe 1 or 2 more on the left-hand side. She'll probably just go with a hard and straight delivery, take the pins. Well, she went for it. Look at that. Look at that. She got her 3 pins. Probably not the ones she planned on.
Sheri up now in the 6th frame here. Some more interesting facts about Sheri. She was on the 1993 Japan Tour team.
Looks good. Look at that.
Very nice. That's a double.
A good bowler always senses that opening when their opponent has a split, and Sheri definitely takes advantage of it there. Cuts the lead to 29 pins. That was a big turn there in frame 6. All the momentum looks like has shifted to Sheri now. Let's see what she can do here in the 7th. She looks confident. She's going to finish. Another good shot. The 10 pin.
Now, what's the best way to pick this up, Dave?
Both of our ladies are throwing kind of a down and in hook, which means they allow the ball to go fairly straight, and then it has a good finish on the end. What they'll do is they'll move to the extreme left side to allow for their break, which also increases their odds for making the spare.
Preferably you want to throw plastic, right?
Hard and straight is good. The ladies have it. Sheri's got her 10 pin under control there. The straighter, the greater on all the spares, especially the single pins. All you really have to do is just hit them. Jodi still maintaining a 16 pin lead. See how she adjusts to her disastrous split there in the 6th frame.
Good delivery.
Very nice, smooth delivery. That ball is going to set up and strike.
Comes back strong.
Our background there, you can see our beautiful facility here, AMF Fiesta Lanes in San Jose, California. Some of Jodi's other personal achievements: the Western Women's Professional Bowling Regional Titleist. That covers pretty much the West Coast. She beat all the West Coast lady pros included to win that title. Another good delivery by Jodi. Look at that. She's right back in track there. Coming back strong with a double. Increases her lead to 26 pins.
Sheri up now. She's on her 8th frame.
Now would be the time for Sheri. If she wants to make a statement here, needs to put a couple strikes up on the board. Looks good.
Looks very good.
Oh, breaks out the 7-pin and leaves only the 10. Could have been disastrous there. Once again, that when they're not striking today, they're getting a lot of 9 counts. Which means they're both very, very close. Sheri once again will move to the extreme left to convert the 10-pin. Probably go with a little flatter hand release.
Looks good.
Right at it. Very good.
Great.
After 8 frames, Sheri is down by 27 pins. There's a saying on the Professional Bowlers Tour that if you want to win the match, you need to strike in the 9th. So let's see who wants to win this match. Sheri up in the 9th frame now.
She needs us to have a chance. Oh.
It's running away. Left with just the 5-pin. Once again, right down the middle will cover the 5-pin. Sheri's overall tournament average today, 198.8.
Looks good, and she converts the spare.
Now the match is pretty much in Jodi's hands. She pretty much controls her own destiny here. Jodi working on a possible 252 game. Spares in the 9th and the 10th would advance her to the championship match today. That's come up a little bit light. Looking at the 2-5 spare. Might have slipped a little bit on the approach. She's shaking her head as she walks back.
Now, what's the best possible way to pick this up, Dave?
She'll probably make a slight adjustment to the right. And once again, go fairly direct at it. The key is to hit the 2-pin, preferably on the right-hand side. The ball will go through and hit the 5. She's a little bit left, but still makes it. She played the odds there. Works on both sides. After 9 frames, Jodi leads by 26. Jodi's looking at a possible 230 game. Sheri can have a possible 204. Jodi basically with an 8 count on her first ball will lock up the match. This kind of situation, you probably just want to tell yourself, hit the pocket. She did that, and Jodi's our winner of match 1 in the ladies event. Leaving just the 9-pin. Where she can do is at 208. The level of bowler that Jodi is, I would say she'll fill this out, make the spare, have one more shot. Maybe she can take advantage and get a good field for the lanes. She'll be in our championship match against Cindy Prindiville of San Jose, California. Those 2 ladies will be featured, like I said, in our championship match. Jodi finishing up here, sets herself, finds her target. Very smooth delivery, good working ball there.
Very nice.
Jodi finishes with 219.
Sheri up now in the 10th just to finish out. She had a very good tournament, bowled very well.
There's a good shot there. A little bit of the pressure off. Makes a nice delivery. Possible 204 with 2 more strikes. We'd like to wish Sheri and Lindsay Wong congratulations, as they'll be getting married here later this year. Sheri listed it one of her goals to get her wedding plans all done. So we wish both her and Lindsay all the best there. Sheri leaves the 4-pin. With a spare, she'll end up with 194. Pulled a good game. A couple of breaks. She's up there right with Jodi. A couple of stubborn 10-pins. finishes with 194. So in our first match, Jodi Smith advances 219 to 194 over Sheri Tomisaka. We'll return to our coverage of our ladies championship match.
If you ask whether it's better to give or receive, I'm in favor of both. Either can change a person's life. I remember when I received a travel and training grant from the Women's Sports Foundation. The grant made me feel like people believed in me, believed that I could become a champion. It kept me going strong when I needed it the most. Now I feel an obligation to give back to other young athletes, which is why I'm telling you about the Travel and Training Fund. The fund will give a lot of serious female athletes the boost I got. It will help young women become their absolute best, maybe even champions.
If you're an aspiring athlete or know of someone who could use some financial help, find out more about the Travel and Training Fund. Write to Travel and Training Fund, care of the Women's Sports Foundation, Eisenhower Park, East Meadow, New York, 11554, or call 1-800-227-3988.
Don't let anything stop you from trying.
Resurfacing lanes begins with cutting of the lane surface. Large sanding machines that you sit in with 24 and 36 grit paper cut the lane so it's nice and smooth and even, taking out a lot of the divots and valleys that arise from bowling on the lane. The pounding that the wood takes after years and years of use must be taken out in this method. Next up is the belt sanders. These are very large machines that use 60 grit, then 100 grit in smoothing off the lane surface. Precise care is taken on making sure that the lanes are level from front to back as well as side to side. Several passes may be needed to make sure that the lane is within ABC specifications. Once the lane has been cut, several other preparations must be made before the lane is coated with the urethane coat. Patching might be required to take out any boards that are loose or cracked. This is done by removing the damaged board and replacing it with another one. Boards are glued into place, then sanded off so it is level with the lane surface. Many times while resurfacing a lane, a nail will be revealed. They must be removed or it'll cause serious damage to bowling equipment. Once a nail is removed, the hole that is left must be filled and smoothed off, thus creating a nice, even playing surface. In addition to the lane being resurfaced, the approach must also be sanded down and smoothed out. This is done with a drum sander with 80 grit sandpaper, and then a roto buffer with 100 grit sandpaper. This is to ensure a nice smooth approach area for the bowlers. Once a lane has been cut and sanded level, and all the holes and gaps and patching has been done, a roto buffer seals the pores of the wood, preparing it for the application of the urethane coating. Each lane requires 1 quart of finish. Cans of the urethane finish must be stirred and mixed to provide for a smooth application on the lane. It is applied starting at the pin deck and then dragged all the way back to the foul line. As you work down the lane, additional finish is required to create a nice even coat. Once you've reached the foul line, the device is cleaned and prepared for the next lane. The process then starts all over again. A squeegee helps to apply the water-based finish to the approach. Special care is taken to make sure that it is applied smoothly and in the proper direction. Once the first coat has dried on the lane, a second coat is required. This is the actual finish that the bowlers bowl on. Before the resurfacing began, the pin decks were lowered so that they would not be damaged during the sanding. Once the final base coat has dried, the head mechanic must now go back and raise all the pin decks back to their proper levels. He must make sure that the pin deck is even with the lane and level from side to side and front to back. This is a very meticulous and painstaking task that requires a lot of patience. Each pin deck has 4 bolts underneath that hold it up. These must be adjusted accordingly on which side is low or which side is high. After all the work has been done, a nice smooth lane surface is now ready for you to play on.
Welcome back to our championship match here in Bay Area TV Bowling in the women's division. Our match features Cindy Prindiville of San Jose, California, taking on Jodi Smith of Fremont.
Jodi Smith up here in the first frame.
Cindy starts with a little bit light hit. The ball might have slid by her, get those jitters on that first shot out of the way. She's looking at the 1-2-8 spare. What she'll need to do here is move right on the approach, allow the ball to hook a little bit more, and actually just catch the left-hand side of the head pin, and the ball will drive right through.
Cindy is 28 years of age from San Jose, California. She has only been bowling for 7 years. She has a high game of 279 and a high series of 735. Very
Cindy
nice.
comes through with a spare in the first. Nice smile from her. She's happy to get that first one out of the way.
We now have Jodi Smith up from Fremont, California.
Jodi with a smooth delivery. Looks good. And a strike. Our ladies today competing for prize money. Second place will pay $100. First place, $150. Our ladies event today featured 8 women bowlers, and here we have the final 2. Jodi in the second frame. Looks good. Good. She gets a break. She trips a 4. She likes it. She slaps the hand. Good aggressive shot there.
Cindy up now in the second frame. A little bit of a bio on Cindy. Some of her bowling achievements was she bowled on the 1996 Japan Tour team. She also was a member of the Cal Poly San Luis Obispo bowling team and the San Jose State women's bowling team as well.
Good delivery in the second. Is it going to make it up there? Knocks out everything but the 2 pin. Maybe just a little bit of conditioner there towards the left part of the lane. It just held the ball back a little bit from finishing up to the pocket. Cindy will make a slight adjustment to the right, allow the ball to hook over and cover the 2 pin. Hook a little bit, and she covers it. Okay, after 2 frames, Cindy is down by 11 pins. Alex mentioned the Japan Tour team. What that is, that's an exclusive team that's picked out of all of the California collegiate bowlers each year. And what they do is they go over to Japan and bowl kind of an exhibition match against some of the Japanese bowlers. Cindy in the third, looks good. Nice solid strike there. She should be happy with that. Good stroke.
Jodi up now in the third frame.
Jodi comes from a very talented bowling family.
She is married to her husband, Robert.
Jodi with a break in the third, breaks out to 4-9. Once again, Jodi starting very aggressively, 3 consecutive strikes. Maintains now a 21-pin lead after 3 frames.
She also has 4 children, Nicholas, Tyler, Trey, and Robert Jr. All very proud of her mother right now.
Yes. Probably the bowlers of our future, too. Jodi in the 4th. Oh. Very strong ball. Actually, a very unfortunate break. A result of just power. Jodi with a good strong release. The ball drives through very hard right at the end and just ever so slightly hooks past that 9-pin without knocking it over. On a normal strike shot, the ball will actually knock the 9 over. A little extra roll on that one, and the ball just finished hard. Jodi with a spare in the 4th.
Cindy up now in the 4th frame. She wanted us to say hello to all of her chemistry students at Santa Clara High School. I'm sure they'll all be watching.
Cindy up in the 4th now. Came up light on this lane last time. Let's see what she makes as an adjustment. Looks good. She's in the pocket, and an unfortunate split there. Ball not quite driving through as she wished.
Now this spare isn't impossible, right?
Faced with the 5-10 spare, basically what she needs to do is get the ball on the left side of the 5-pin and slide it over. Like you said, not impossible. A little more difficult for a right-handed bowler. They don't quite have the angle on this. Ball actually hook away from the 5-pin. Let's see how it looks. Not quite far enough to the left. So Cindy with an open in the 4th. 68 pins through 4 frames. I'm sorry, 67 pins through 4 frames. Looking at a 32-pin deficit now. She'll need to rebound from that. Let's see. This is the lane she struck on last time.
Cindy had a qualifying average of 220 today. Very impressive.
Looks good. Ball finishes. Not quite driving out the 7-pin. Good amount of conditioner on the lanes today is maybe just holding the ball back just slightly from carrying those strikes. Cindy will make an adjustment to the right, maintaining her strike ball, and will allow the ball to hook over to the left-hand side, covering the 7. And it looks like it got away from her on another unfortunate open in the 5th for Cindy. Cindy now with 76 through the 5th frame. Jodi Smith coming up with 79 in the 3rd, working on a spare in the 4th. Let's see how she does here in the 5th. A little bit of trouble on the approach. The ball comes up a little bit high.
She leaves the big 4.
4, 6, 7, 10 split. Maybe not the hardest split in bowling, but I would say it's safe to say it's second. Pretty much all she can do here is try to get 2 of them. She may get a lucky bounce and knock one of the other pins down. She's moved over to the left. She'll go for the 6-10. Fairly hard and straight. Covers the 2. Jodi still has a 27-pin lead through 5 frames.
One of Jodi's goals was, she said, never to stop learning.
That's a good one there.
Especially in bowling.
Yes. Mentioned Jodi's family being very talented bowlers. Her father and Don and her brother Mark, pretty much students of the game. They're always learning, always trying to be better. And unfortunately, Jodi's got another split. What do you think, Alex? Looks like they might be drying out a little bit.
Definitely. Probably make a ball change or make an adjustment.
Right. She's looking at what we call the Greek church. She'll go for the 3 pins on the right. And once again, with a break, she could catch 1 or 2 from the left-hand side. See what she does here. She's out there, and she comes up with 2. Jodi now has 111 through 6 frames. Jodi actually, the ball is finishing a little bit too strong, hooking too early. Cindy may have a slight advantage here. She actually is not faced with that problem. She's actually been light or right in the pocket with all of her shots. Let's see how she does here. Both bowlers have opened the last 2 frames. Let's see if Cindy can bounce back here in the 6th. Good delivery. It's going to finish, and she comes through with a strike.
Very nice.
Cindy now only trailing by 14 pins through 6 frames. You can see the determination in her eyes there. Taking advantage of the opening by Jodi in the 5th and 6th. Cindy sets herself. It's now up in the 7th frame. Eyes focused on her target. Good delivery, good follow through. Ooh. Out of trouble there. Hasn't quite got comfortable yet on lane 23. I think she's close, just slight adjustment, higher light. She can't seem to quite get the groove on lane 23. She'll move to the right for this 4-7 spare. She covers it. Slight adjustment from her last open over there on that lane.
Now what does Jodi have to do here? Both last 2 shots have come up high.
Jodi's last 3 frames, the ball has crept a little bit higher each time. She'll probably make a move on the approach, just ever so slight. What that does is moving left on the approach allows the ball to be more to the right, which you see there. She comes through beautifully with a strike. Very strong strike in the 7th frame. Jodi maintaining a 14-pin lead through 7 frames, working on a strike. Can increase that to 24 with a strike here. Let's see what adjustments she makes on lane 23. Here's her approach. Good speed.
Oh, almost kicked
a little
up
bit
the
light. What can happen as the bowlers break down the condition, they are forced to move left. What that conditioner does is it travels farther down the lane. So when they do make that adjustment to the left, the ball still has to deal with the conditioner down in the middle and back part of the lane. The ball didn't quite have the right line to get up to the pocket. Jodi with a spare in the 8th, maintains a 14-pin lead. Cindy will have to be aggressive here in the 8th and 9th. Taking her time, not a bad strategy when you're behind in a match. Maybe slow things down a little bit. See how she does here. Looks good.
Oh.
Dead perfect.
She needed that one.
Cindy's still 14 pins down, but now she is working on a strike going into the 9th. She can put the pressure on Jodi here with the strike in the 9th. Very good approach there, taking her time. You don't want to rush anything. You don't want to try to overthrow the shot. You want to just let it happen. Looks good. Is it going to finish? Didn't get there. The dinner bucket, as it's known. 2-4-5-8. Lane 23 seems to have what we call a hook spot on it. When the bowlers are adjusting left of it, they run into some conditioner which prevents the ball from finishing up to the pocket. See how she does on the 2-4-5-8. Ooh, there's that conditioner holding the ball back from hooking over. Cindy with 142 through the 9th. Possible 172. What Jodi would need to do to lock up the match is basically 9 pins in each of her last 2 frames. Jodi in the 9th. A little bit wide there. Jodi looking down at the approach. Maybe a sigh of relief there. She's not looking at a split.
Yes.
So Jodi will move to the right. to convert the 1-2-4.
Looks
Right
good.
at it. Okay, through 9 frames. Jodi maintaining a 25-pin lead. Jodi's possible score of 197. Cindy has a possible 172. What Jodi will need to do to lock up our first inaugural Bay Area TV event in the women's division will be to get 8 pins on her first ball.
And
Looks
it looks good.
And 9
Oh.
is a winner.
Jodi Smith of Fremont, California is our 2000 AMF Fiesta Lane Bay Area TV bowling champion. Congratulations, Jodi.
A little sigh of relief there, a little smile. Her husband and children here watching. Jodi with a spare in the 10th. Possible score of 186. This would be a victory lap for her. See if she can bring this home with a bang. Nice crisp shot. And
There
the
it
strike
is.
follows. 186 for Jodi Smith.
She
our
is our
ladies
champion. She is the winner of $150. Cindy will finish up second and will win $100.
Cindy with a solid strike in the 10th. A little too late.
Is it nerves? Could it be?
I'm not sure that either one of them were comfortable on the left-hand lane. And unfortunately, Cindy ran into a couple of open frames over there. Cindy with 2 more strikes here will finish out with 172. A little bit short of Jodi's 186. Margin of difference there, very small. Cindy coming up a little bit high, leaving only the 6 pin. With a spare, Cindy will finish with 162. Sets herself with her harder spare ball. Right at it.
And convert.
162 for Cindy. Very good showing. Good match here from the ladies. Jodi Smith, our champion. 186 to 162. We'll return to our coverage here in just one moment.